Disney's All-Star Resorts are the cheapest resorts at Walt Disney World, but are they worth it? Today we're going to share the pros and cons about these resorts to see if they are right for your vacation. The All-Star Resorts at Walt Disney World are value resorts, and they come in 3 different themes: All-Star Sports, All-Star Music, and All-Star Movies. They are all in the same location, and you can actually walk between each one. Today I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of the Disney All-Star Resorts so you can see if it is right for your Disney vacation. All right, so we're going to start with the good first. The All-Star Resorts are the cheapest resorts at Walt Disney World. If you want to get to Disney on a tight budget and want to stay on property, the All-Stars should be on your radar. Though there is a lot of chatter about whether or not it's actually worth to stay on property, staying on property comes with some pretty good perks, especially if there's a lot you want to do. Being able to book experiences like Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and dining 60 days before the start of your trip, so you can get first access to harder to get reservations. Also, with the new Lightning Lane multi-pass rules, you do get to book 7 days before the start of your trip for the entire trip, versus those staying off property who have to book 3 days in advance and have to book it one at a time versus all at once. As a travel agent who takes care of Lightning Lane reservations for my clients, I can tell you that 7-day advance booking really makes a difference with Lightning Lanes, especially during busier times. For those who remember all of the perks we used to get by staying on property, yeah, I do get it, we've lost a bit over the years, but there is still some value in staying on property, especially if this is your first or only Disney trip. So it's definitely something to consider if you're wanting to stay on property, but you do want to save some money. The All-Stars are worth looking at. The theming at these resorts is cute and kid-friendly and provides some really fun photo ops and backgrounds. With larger-than-life theming, they have some of the more fun icons at the Disney resorts. They're kitschy and much more Disney than, say, a moderate resort and some of the newer Disney-themed rooms. Some people love it, some people hate it, but I would say if you're a family with smaller children, kids generally do find theming to be very fun. And like I said, the pictures that you can get at these resorts are very, very cute. So if you're looking for something cute, Disney themed, and you have kids who would love this kind of thing, they are definitely worth checking out. All of the rooms at the All-Stars have been refurbished, so they're updated and new, and they have a great layout with the Murphy bed that transitions from a table to a bed, so you don't have to worry about having like an old, outdated room. All the rooms at these resorts are generally going to look the same. If you've stayed at one, you'll be very familiar with how they look. All-Star Music has family suites, which are perfect for larger parties or families that want extra space, and they are the cheapest family suites you'll find on property. They have 3 beds, which is actually pretty uncommon even for, say, like a 1-bedroom villa in the deluxe resorts. So depending on how many beds you need, this is a great option. We have a full room video if you're interested in this room type. Feel free to add that to your playlist from our channel. The family suites are a great way to enjoy more room without a huge price tag. These come with a kitchenette that has a full fridge, so that can really help you save money on food as well. If you want to grab some groceries, have groceries delivered, you will have access to a full fridge. And they have 2 bathrooms, and that to me is a game changer if you have larger parties. Though pretty simple, the pools at All-Stars all have fun theming and are a great way to escape the Florida heat or spend some time after a long day in the parks. And there are multiple pools at each resort, so whether you want to be where the action is or in a quieter area, the All-Star Resorts have you covered there. Okay, so what's not to like at the All-Star Resorts? Well, many people criticize the fact that these resorts are set up like motels, with the doors to the rooms on the outside of the building. And while a lot of people don't like this, that's also how moderate resorts are set up too. So it's not just a value resort thing. You would have to book a deluxe room at the Grand Destino Tower at Coronado Springs to avoid this type of room layout. I don't personally think it's that big of a deal, but it can contribute to a bit more noise than, say, a standard hotel room layout. So if you have little ones that need to nap, if you're someone who's awakened by, noises at night, this might not be the best type of hotel for you, just because sometimes you can really hear a lot going on outside. The only transportation at the All-Star Resorts is buses, and they can sometimes take a while. There is also only one bus stop for all guests at the front of each resort, And since the layout of these resorts is a bit spread out, it can be a lot to navigate after a long day in the parks. The bus stops are also not covered at these resorts, so during hotter and sunnier periods of travel, it can be a bit uncomfortable waiting in the blistering sun for the bus. Now, if you're renting a car or something like that, you don't have to worry about it, but if you are relying on Disney transportation, this is something to consider. In terms of food, options at the All-Star resorts are pretty limited. Each resort only has one quick service restaurant, and the food isn't necessarily bad. I would say it's pretty average for Disney, and there are no sit-down restaurants at any of these resorts. So they have one quick serve that's like a cafeteria and a pool bar. The pools at the All-Star resorts, though they are cute, they're pretty basic. So while you might not feel you need much more, once you upgrade to a moderate resort, the main pools always have a slide. If you're looking for a more fun pool experience, the All-Stars might feel like they're a bit lacking. I know I already said that the pools are also listed as a pro here, but I think it really just depends on what is important to you when it comes to pools. I'm not a huge pool person, so for me, it doesn't really matter. But I know some families specifically pick their resort based on the pools there, which is smart because Disney gets really hot. So if you're looking for like a really exciting pool experience with amazing theming, the All-Stars are not going to have that. They're cute and they're fun, but they are pretty basic. The All-Star resorts can feel crowded and hectic, and they are often the resort that many dance, cheer, and sports teams tend to stay at due to their lower cost. A lot of travel groups stay here, so that's kind of why I think it always feels so crowded, is because you'll see lots of people in one group going through the resort. A lot of people complain about the type of atmosphere that these trips can create, especially when you're talking about cheer and dance teams. It is just a lot louder than you might be looking for, especially if you have smaller kids, especially if you're someone who just prefers a more quiet space. So if you are looking for a more chill experience, the All-Stars might not be the right fit for you. So yeah, it might not be creating the ambiance that you are looking for. Overall, I think the All-Star resorts are great on a budget, are family friendly, and if you're just looking for a place to stay while you're at Disney, they do fit the bill. Like I said, you do get those perks for staying on property, and they are the cheapest rooms you're going to find at Disney. Of course, if you want a more relaxed or elevated resort experience, if you're looking for a resort that has more food options, and you really just want to avoid that Disney bus-only transportation, and you don't mind paying for those conveniences, there are other places to choose from. Even other value resorts like Art of Animation and Pop Century are going to be a better experience overall than the All-Stars. They are also going to be more expensive, so something to consider. Hopefully this video has been helpful in sharing the pros and cons of Disney's All-Star resorts, so you can decide if these resorts are right for you and your family for your next Walt Disney World vacation. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.